The Mystery of Dyatlov Pass. February 1959, through the snowstorms of the northern Urals, 9 tourists, experienced skiers, students and graduates of the Ural Polytechnic Institute, were walking towards their dream, to conquer the Otorten Peak. The group was led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, a responsible person respected by his comrades for his strength of character. Among the participants were 2 women, Zinaida Kolmogorova and Lyudmila Dubinina, and 7 men, each physically fit and seasoned in difficult hikes. According to the plan, in 2 weeks they were supposed to return to the village of Vizay and send a telegram to their relatives. But day after day the deadline passed, and there was no news. When the search party set out on the route in early February, anxiety gradually gave way to horror. On the deserted slope of Mount Kolotsayakal, Mountain of the Dead in Muncie, they found a tent forgotten in the snow. It was tilted, half covered in snow, and cut open from the inside with knives, as if people had panicked and left it without even measuring the entrance. Traces of barefoot or lightly socked people led from the tents down the slope to the edge of the forest. At first, it seemed that the tourists were fleeing some sudden danger. The first bodies were soon found. Yuri Krivonyshenko and Georgy Doroshenko were lying under a tall cedar, almost naked. Their hands were burned, the bark of the tree was torn off, as if they were desperately trying to find higher ground or warm up. Sometime later, 300 to 400 meters from Kedar, 3 more were found in the snow: Igor Dyatlov, Zina Kolmogorova and Rustin Slobodin. All of them were sent to the ward, trying to return. Slobodin had a crack in the skull, but without observation from outside forces. The rest of the bodies were found only in the spring, when the snow melted. In a ravine, under 5 meters of snow, Lyudmila Dubinina, Semyon Zolotarev and Nikolai Thibobrigno were found. Their bodies amazed the investigators. Dubinina was missing her tongue, eyes and lips. Zolotarev and Thibault had rib fractures and serious cranial injuries. But the strangest thing is that there was almost no external damage to the skin, such as a wound caused by an external blow, and not a reasonable cause. There were no traces of an external attack in the hospital. No fingerprints of strangers, no obstacles in the room. When the tourists sent their things for examination, abnormal radiation levels were found in their work. Dubinina and Zolotarev's sweaters showed special motor activity. Adding to the horror is the fact that that night local residents and geological exploration workers saw glowing balls in the sky, slowly moving over the mountains. Some searchers yesterday noticed that they were overtaken by an inexplicable panic at the campsite. It seemed that the air itself was charged with fear. The investigation was conducted in the strictest secrecy. The official conclusion was, tourist travelers are not the result of surmountable nature. However, many materials were classified for change. Over time, 10 theories emerged: an avalanche, infrasonic sound waves, secret weapons tests, military protection, a Mansi ritual, prisoner escape, something paranormal. But not a single hypothesis could explain everything: the cut out of the tent, the strange injuries, the lack of clothing in the cold, radiation and tongue poisoning. Dyatlov Pass became a symbol of an unsolved mystery that to this day makes everyone who first learns this story shudder.